Hi, we're live. We're going to be talking about Facebook ads today. And kind of why, well, I don't know. I'm going to use some actual real life examples of some real life people who kind of are stupid. So I'm going to throw some, I'm going to throw some shade to Bill Engvall, who's my favorite comedian, where I'm going to say some things about certain people who need a sign. So we're going to get right into it. First thing I'm going to talk about, and one thing that I have dealt with so often from people, which is insane to me, especially like brick and mortar stores or people who are doing, high ticket level sales, such as, doctors, lawyers, real estate agents, people, whose average sale or average client is going to be about $2,000. You have to have a organic posting strategy in addition to a Facebook ad strategy. You cannot anymore have one without the other. It used to be that you could do organic and a lot of people would see your organic posts in their feed. Anymore,
well, organic is kind of, I'm not saying it's dead, but it's not easy to do at all, especially if you're just throwing a post out there once in a while saying, hey, I'm selling this, or hey, come see me, or whatever. 2% of your audience sees those posts. So if you got 1,000 people, that means what, 20 people get to see it?
Maybe.
And out of that 20, it may just be all your buddies that are lawyers. So, what the hell is that going to do for you?
And I'm going to get into why that's wrong.
Yeah, not going to do anything for you. So you need to know how to target that audience. You need to know how to get more engagement in posts like this, live. It bumps it up to about 8%. And then organic traffic, if people start liking what you're doing, it'll actually start going up. And organically, you can get more people. But it's still only about 8 to 10%. So it's still not everybody. It kind of used to be like, you could throw something out there. Facebook doesn't work that way anymore. So that's why you need to do some ad spends for your business on Facebook.
And one thing that I always find so funny is you can spend $2,500 on a billboard. You can spend $2,500 sending out mailouts. And both of those, less than 1% return ROI. What studies are showing us is from major corporations like HubSpot, for example, will say that Facebook alone is 75% of your ROI. So why in the hell are you tossing money at billboards and mailouts and stuff that just doesn't work for less than 1% ROI anyway, when you could be using social media appropriately and paying somebody to handle your social media? Because frankly, and I say this with love in my heart, most of you do not know what the freak you are doing when it comes to managing your own social media. You suck at it.
Yeah.
You're posting like, essentially all you're doing is saying, oh, hey, buy my stuff, because my stuff is better than this guy's stuff. Nobody cares. And they really don't.
Well,
they don't care.
There's too much internet marketing. It's a glut of internet marketing. So if you're not doing something to bring attention to yourself, like videos, like adding value, so something that people would actually want, and sometimes you can give it away free. A lot of times you got to give it away for free.
Yeah.
Give some value, give some tips, give some things. You don't have to give away everything, but you can give away some tips to people for free. And that way they have a sense that you're worth something. You're bringing them value. And they might want to come back to your page. They might want to engage with you later. Because, the days of, hey, just buy my stuff, I don't know. That sucks. That sucks. I mean, I get people all the time that get on my feed and say, it's backwards here. Wait. They get on my feed that, hey, I'm so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not going to probably engage with you at all. I'm not. We do, I'm not saying that you can't send out cold emails, because that still works.
Yeah.
But again, out of 100, you might get 1% return. So you got to be, on the ball and have a strategy to do those kind of things, which most people don't.
Well, and most people are spending 8 to 10 hours posting in Facebook groups or posting on their page, and then they're, throwing their hands up in the air and say it doesn't work. It's not the tool that's the problem. It's the way you're using the tool. And all social media is a tool. It's a new age way to say, hey, let's go get a cup of coffee. We're not going to go get a cup of coffee right now. We're just going to talk here.
And for instance, say you're a real estate agent, and 90% of your friends on your Facebook page or business page are real estate agents. Hello, is anybody going to buy from you because they're a real estate agent, or they're a broker or something? Probably not. So you got to expand your audience. You got to be able to understand that you can't just friend other real estate agents and expect to get a sale.
And that's stupid because they're never going to be your customer. So, I mean, fine, do it on your personal page all day so that you can, share the ridiculous things that clients do on your, fine. But on your business page, why in the holy ever-loving hell are you asking other real estate agents to like your business page?
In fact, one of the strategies you do in do a correct Facebook ad, and you are a real estate agent, is you exclude other real estate agents from seeing your ad. And people don't even know that exists, that you can exclude people. Yes, you can exclude people. There's so much in Facebook ads. I've taken hours and hours of training on Facebook ads and stuff I didn't know. And finds little nuggets of things. But, that's so rudimentary. Why do you want other real estate agents seeing your real estate ad?
And I see it all the time. I see lawyers do it. I see doctors do it. Smart people. Smart people. Nothing against them at all. But I don't know what the hell you're thinking, because those people are never going to be your client. They're never going to be your patient. They're never going to be, somebody who gives you money for your products or services. So if you want to use social media correctly, your organic posting strategy should be geared to people that, hey, are most likely going to buy your products and services. And one thing a lot of you don't know is you can actually target your organic audience as well. You can target every single post you do organically, and you should. And most of you either don't know how to do it or you don't have the time. And I get both of those things. That's why we have a company that does it for you. Yeah. And organic posting strategies for us start at $747 a month for 3 platforms. That's essentially $25 a day. So if managing your social media correctly is worth $25 a day, you should think about that. If you're going to net a $3,000 client or a $2,000 client off of a single Facebook ad, and we're going to go into some stats in a second, for the same price as what you're paying for billboards or mailouts, why wouldn't you do that?
Correct.
Your return is so much better. And the monitoring of where your customers are coming from so that you can then go back and target more customers like them is also advantageous. You can't do that with mail, because your mail is going to go to the 18-year-old who is selling stuff on Amazon and making a killing and just bought a house, and the 80-year-old grandma who's never going to sell her house and who really doesn't care about what your products or services anyway. So, if you're not putting your products and services in a very tailored way in front of your ideal customer utilizing social media, that's why your social media sucks.
Yeah. And there's a lot to it. You can retarget people. Do you guys even know what a Facebook pixel is? That's important. If you're running Facebook ads, you need to know what a pixel is. It's so important, but most people don't have any idea what that is and why it's important. We're not going to go into that right now, but it's essential if you want to be able to build and retarget an audience. Essential. And that's why you pay people like us to do it instead of trying to do it yourselves. And I'm not saying people haven't been successful, but for the most part, people get out there and say, oh, Facebook ads don't work, or this doesn't work, or this doesn't work. Well, they're not doing it properly. We'll give you a couple of client examples. We ran a $30 ad. It netted $8,000, about $8,000 in sales. I don't know exactly. I don't know what each thing, but about at least $8,000 in sales. Well, that's a pretty good return. Now, that didn't include our fee. Now, so what's it worth to you to get $8,000 worth of sales? It's not going to be $50. We're not going to charge you. It's going to be a little more than that. But the point is, that's $8,000. Shauna just ran one for a real estate client. Got 11 leads for $35. That's $250 a lead or so, $220, whatever it is, a lead. Now, if he closes, 2 or 3 of those houses, what is that? So it's $7-8 grand? I don't know.
Easily, depending on the price point of house he's selling in, yeah.
Yeah. So, for his $35, ad, he just might make $7 grand, $7-8 grand. I'm not, because, statistically out of those 11 leads, you're not going to close everybody.
No.
And that's on you to close people.
Well, you've got to go through the process. You got to pre-qual them. You got to, make sure that they are qualified to purchase, or, they are a serious seller. There's that people variable and that sucky people variable specifically, because some of them do suck. So, you have to take that into account, obviously, with real estate. And I know that because I did real estate for a very long time. But, with that being said, having lead generation for most businesses is your biggest problem. And when it comes to generating leads and how you're doing it or how you're going about it, you're spending way too much money for very little return. You've got over 80% of numbers on do not call lists anymore, which means, guess what? Cold calling is about as dead as King Tut. And he's pretty dead if you don't study history. But, you really can't cold call anymore. And most people don't want to be bothered. They're gonna screen their calls.
I never answer the phone.
I leave mine in do not disturb.
No.
Because
unless I know that number, and even when I know that number, I don't answer the phone.
Yeah.
She said, she hates Facebook Messenger, but that's why I do most of my stuff on Facebook Messenger. Or text, but I don't usually answer my phone.
Well, because I get dings all the time.
Yeah.
And it's irritating. Yeah. To me.
So, you get the, hey, I love you, from somebody in India or, whatever, or, baby, can I, or get phone calls and Facebook Messengers all the time, which is crazy.
Oh, yeah. And if you ever friend me on Facebook, never, ever, ever call me on Facebook. Don't do it.
She didn't like it.
Pisses me off.
Pisses her off. And she'll a lot of times go out there and post your stuff out there too. So be careful about that. So, but anyway, back to the ads. I think it's an essential thing for any business right now to do. I'm not saying you can't be successful without Facebook ads. You can, but I think you can generate a lot more business using Facebook ads correctly. And you should hire somebody to do it honestly. Because hours and hours of training and studying and she goes in all the time and looks at the Facebook algorithm. It changes. It just changed
again
a week and a half ago. Live videos. Do you know that now they're giving you more traction for 5 minutes or more videos? They used to be short. Now they change these things all the time.
They
do.
The
rules change all the time.
And now it's actually they changed it once again to where if your video is longer than 20 minutes, your live video. That actually gives you better engagement, believe it or not, organically. And posting videos from YouTube, by the way, nobody's going to see them.
Don't do it.
Because Facebook wants you to exclusively utilize their video platform.
Correct.
So if you're posting things from YouTube and you're wondering why they're getting little to no traction, it's because Facebook has put in their code, essentially like Mean Girls. You can't sit with us, YouTube. Because we are the Regina Georges of Facebook, so we're going to keep you.
And we're not saying that YouTube videos can't work. They can in specific things. I mean, if there's some funny, crazy thing that's been 3 million things, it's already viral. Well, yeah, that's going to work. But your little organic, thing that you did, not going to happen because it's not viral. I mean, it's difficult to get something viral, even though people say, "Oh, I can do it easily." It's not that easy. But those are the kind of things that still work. We actually have a tool for that, but that's another story.
I can actually pull things in from YouTube and make them look like they're organic to Facebook.
Yeah, and we got some cool tools, that we use all the time. But again, for the ads, you really need to know what you're doing. Boosty posts. If you like doing that, that's not a bad idea.
Algorithm hates that now too.
Yeah, but still, I mean that's better than organic.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also not enough, and I really feel like I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up. It also matters where your Facebook ad goes. Correct. And what I mean by that is it's not enough for your Facebook ad to just go to your website. It's really not. It's got to be very strategically done in a sense of your Facebook ad needs to go either to a page that...
A landing page.
Yeah, a landing page that is designed for one purpose and one person alone. And to capture that lead.
Or sell that product or do whatever.
Right.
It has to be specific to that. It can't just go to a webpage and you got to search around for what
And those honestly needs to be very professionally designed and done because statistics tell us all day long that if your webpage, if your landing page looks like shit, it's not going to convert. And the entire point of doing a Facebook ad or something like that is to create a email list that converts, that you can send messages to later on. Because, with larger ticket items, most of the time people are not going to convert instantaneously. It's going to take a little bit of massaging. It's going to take a little bit of finesse. It's going to take a, few emails from you, them getting to know you, them, visiting your Facebook page.
And it's interesting, you can even target those people that actually went and looked at your stuff, that didn't do anything. You can actually retarget them if you know what you're doing with the pixel. We talked about that a little bit. You can do that. You can actually retarget a like audience just like that person, so that you can have more engagement and more people that are interested in what you have to offer.
Correct.
And people don't know how to do that. I mean, it's not that easy. It's not that hard, but you have to know what you're doing.
Sure.
And you have to be able to look at your data and your statistics and your analytics to be able to go and do those kind of things to see, oh, wow, I've got, I had a video that 90 people looked at. Nobody did actually, kind of converted, but 90 people looked at it. I could retarget those 90 people because they were kind of interested in what I was talking about.
And I'm going to give you, I'm actually going to give you this one for free because most of you are not going to do it anyway. So, and I say that again out of love because I just know people. You're going to say, oh, that's a good idea. And you're going to write it down somewhere and you're going to, throw it in your inbox like I do. And then you're going to forget about it for the next 6 months. So it's fine. But if you have an email list, let's say 200 or 300 people, you can actually make it so that those 200 to 300 people on your email list will get an email asking them to like your Facebook page. You can do that organically. Now, I'm not going to tell you how. You're going to have to figure it out. I'm just telling you can do it. You can also target so many different people organically as well, to boost that engagement and boost your propensity for, likes, shares, and things that people are inspired to do.
And say you have a list of 2,000 people, which is great. You can bring that into Facebook and make it an audience. Make it a target audience that's just like it, a lookalike audience.
So like people who have purchased from you before, or people who have done business with you before. If you've done a good job, statistically, they're going to want to do business with you again. So you can use that list in two ways. You can use it, A, to target those people organically, and B, to create an audience for your Facebook ads. So it would make sense for you to do both of those things. But you also need to train your audience. You need to tell them what to do because with the most recent Facebook algorithm change, Facebook likes it when people love things or use the emotion.
That's no longer king.
Nope. And if somebody's just going through and liking your post, that's not enough to help boost your organic engagement. Here's a tip and trick that many of you don't know. If you get people to go in and love a post or a video or a picture or whatever, right? It's going to be more likely for the Facebook algorithm to say, hey, I'm going to show this to more people in their feed. And when they're showing it to more people in their feed, you're increasing your reach organically because Facebook is rewarding you for getting the loves. Now, likes, they're not going to do that. So likes are going to fall flat and you're going to lose that momentum that you're building. So you want to make sure that you're using words like love as part of, a subconscious thing so that they love what you have to say. But you also need to spend, and Gary Vaynerchuk says this, and I am a huge follower of Gary Vaynerchuk, you gotta create good content, people. You can't just go around and steal content from all around the internet. You have to make a commitment to create your own content. That means your own videos, your own pictures.
Have people like us do it for you.
Well, yeah, I was
kind
kind of segueing into that because there is a lot to do and there's a lot to know. And if you're not comfortable with, what you need to know or how you need to do it, at that point it makes sense to hire a professional. And I'm going to use myself as an example. I have no business doing home improvement. None. And he can attest to this. So anytime there's a home improvement issue, I'm going to go hire a professional because if I don't, I'm going to spend 3 times the amount of time, headache, and money that I would have if I just hired a professional in the first place.
Something comes in 3 pieces, trying to put it together is like, it just doesn't, it's just bad. It's bad. I mean, yelling, cussing, screaming, and it's just like extra parts from 3-part pieces. I don't know how it happens, but it does. She's really bad at anything like that. So I sometimes just let her do it because I laugh for like half an hour. So it's, it's just the way things are. But, again, we're going back to the ads.
I was really just kind of segueing back into the fact that, if your time is worth, let's say your time is worth $100 or $200 an hour, which is most small business owners' time is worth. If you're going to spend, and literally this is what it's going to take you. There's been studies done on this. You're going to have to spend 30 to 60 hours just learning to get to the very basic level of what your social media needs and how you need to administer your page. So essentially, you've lost how much money if you're spending 60 hours at $100 an hour?
She doesn't know this. That's
I'm bad at math.
It's 6,000.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you've lost about $6,000, right?
She doesn't have any idea.
I do really good with the calculator though. But again, if I don't know how to do something or if I'm not good at it, I'm going to utilize a professional. There's an example.
Bad at it.
But
I have a math degree, so what do you get?
Yeah. So, leverage. It's all about leverage.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at with that is it makes sense for you to hire a professional for that because you're going to stress yourself out. You're ultimately not going to know what you're doing. Many people are going to try and they're going to fail, and that's okay. But if you would have taken the time to hire a professional to do it to begin with, much like me in my home improvement example, if I hire a professional to do it from the get-go, it's going to save me time, headache, stress, and money in the long run. So, yeah, does it cost money to do it? Absolutely does. Your services cost money. Why wouldn't ours? Exactly. It's not a free thing. It's not something that's easy to do. And I'm going to lay a real big, nasty truth bomb on you right now. If Facebook or social media management or ads management was easy, everybody would be successful at it. There is a reason that only a small percentage of people are successful at it.
And there's people that are really bad at it that are professionals, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's, we found that, and we've seen the case, too many times that are just really bad. They basically just post something and that has no relevance to anything, and, it's like, what the heck is this? And I know people kind of get gun shy because they've heard stories and they've heard things, but you got to have somebody who's reputable. You got to have somebody who knows what they're doing, and you have to have somebody that's proven that they can actually do it. Because a lot of people say, "Oh, I'll go do this for you," and there's a million marketers out there. Unfortunately, it's the nature of the beast. There's not a lot of good ones. Unfortunately, there really isn't. So you just have to find somebody like us. I would recommend. Well, I'm not gonna her. She'd recommend me that actually know what we're doing. We could actually get you a return on your investment. Because ultimately, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get our clients return on their investment.
And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what marketing is. And that's why, you pay for marketing services. It's why, you don't contact us 87 different times and ask us questions. We have groups that you can post those questions in. And I would highly encourage you look into those groups and join those groups so that you can ask the questions that you have if you're hell-bent on doing it yourself.
Because we give a lot of stuff away for free. Yeah. We do.
But I don't have the time. My time is valuable. My time is worth $100 to $200 an hour. Yeah. My time is valuable. So no, I don't have the time to go through 24 messages a day.
Made an hour video of how to create an actual, from scratch, Facebook page profile.
And I went over how to get graphics quickly and easily. I went over how to target organically. I went over how to set up your Facebook page for success. An entire hour of free training. But yet I get people who message me 24 times a day asking me the questions that are already taken care of in the video. So, I don't have time. And unless you're going to pay for those one-on-one consultations, I'm not going to do them. Just like you as a professional won't do continuous consultations for a client, a patient, a customer for free. I'm just laying it out there business-wise for everybody.
Business. Because if you're in your own business, you're not going to keep getting stuff away to the same person for free over and over and over and over and over again. It's not, because you can't sustain a business that way.
No. And it's not that I'm saying I don't like to help people. I do. That's why I put out the training videos that I do. Because I'm going to give you a resource that you can go back and look at continually and utilize and have that. But I am not going to sit with you one-on-one or answer every single Facebook message you send me or answer every single email you send me unless you're paying $100 to $200 an hour for that service, because that is a service that I offer where I will give you a strategy. I will tell you exactly what to do. Now, it's on you whether or not you do it, unless you hire our people to, do your social media management. But I will give you, I'll give you a 20-minute discovery call, but after that, you gotta pay for services, man. Just like I would pay you for yours. I'm not gonna hire a real estate agent and ask them, hey, will you come sell my house for free? No, because I know it's a lot of hard work and they've got things that they have to do. I'm not gonna go to a doctor and say, okay, so you gave me one free consultation, now I want you to follow it up with another free consultation. It's not how business gets done. But yet, so many people think that, just because you're good at internet marketing or because you know something that you owe them something, and that, I'm sorry, boys and girls, it's not the case. So Facebook ads cost money. Facebook management costs money.
We've probably spent just on products, $3,000 to $4,000 just to get to learn additional strategies, different, kind of ways to do things, on of our own money. And of course, there goes, 60, 70, 80 hours of training and or, trying to figure it out and get everything properly. So we've invested that time. And what would that time be worth to you? Quite a bit. So it's not like we're just going to go and hand everything over and say, okay, we'll just do this for free. And we have done that for some clients. But at the end of the day, we're here to, as a business, we're here to help as many people as we can. But we're also committed to giving you that return on investment. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure whatever we do works. And there is no guarantee in marketing. That's another thing. There is none. I mean, you can do everything right, and sometimes things fall flat. That happens. But we're going to make sure we do everything and cover every base that we can to make sure that doesn't happen.
Well, and here's a perfect example. There was a mattress company, actually, back in September, that did a rather distasteful ad. Their marketing people did a very distasteful ad about September 11th.
That's bad.
They actually had to shut their doors because the marketing was so bad.
It was bad.
And who are you going to hold accountable for that? Well, you got to hold the business owner accountable because ultimately the business owner approved it. You got to hold the marketing company accountable because the marketing company came up with
although the
idea.
business owner supposedly said he didn't know.
Sure he did.
But, what are you going to do? But he closed the doors 2 days later.
Right. So, then they reopened and rebranded under a new name. But my point with that is nothing is ever guaranteed. Sometimes you're going to do a great ad and it's not going to perform the way that you want. That's why you've got to continually test, tweak, refine, improve. And it's got to be across the board. You've got to test your Facebook ads, tweak your Facebook ads, refine your Facebook ads. You've got to test your landing page, refine it, improve it. You've got to test your email marketing and refine it and improve it based on the analytics that go with that. So it's all about, okay, you're going to put something out there, you're going to deploy something, and then you're going to go back and you're going to look at the numbers.
Yeah, for instance, say you have an ad, and you're getting a lot of clicks, but you're not getting any conversions. Well, then there's something wrong with your conversion page.
Right.
Probably. Or it could just be a horrible product. I mean, that could be the same thing. But a lot of times you have to look and say, well, I got 80 people that clicked on it, but 0 actually did anything. So then I must need to change my copy. I must need to change what I put. I must need to think about a different way. Or the audience is the wrong audience. So there's all things you got to look at and refine and retool because you don't want to just be throwing ad money out the door. Just to, like a black hole. I'm just going to be sending ad money. You got to find something that works. And that's a process.
And you do have to drill down because, let's say you get a lot of clicks to your landing page, and let's say you are converting on your landing page at a rate of 5%, which is freaking amazing. Okay? Let's say you're converting, but then after that, nothing's happening. Well, then that means there's a problem with your follow-up and your email campaign. So you drill down to each specific cog in the wheel to find where the problem is and find where you need the most improvement and refinement. But it's all based on those numbers. So unless you are savvy enough for you yourself to look at that analytics, or for you yourself to have an in-house marketing team that does that, or for you to, work with a company like ours where we do all of that for you, because most of the people I work with, I'll be very blunt, don't know what they're looking at. They don't know whether or not their numbers are good, bad, ugly, indifferent. And that's not their area of expertise, and that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. I have no business treating patients. I have no business giving legal advice. So
I was helping a guy do the thing, and he was getting no conversions, but he was worried that his ad was bad. And I told him, I said, you're getting 47 cents per engagement. That's pretty damn good for your first ad. Right on the box. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows anything about your product. And it's 47 cents because I helped him do the ad. Now, what I didn't help him do was his landing page. And his landing page was awful. So that was the problem. He was getting the clicks, because I helped him with it. And I did it, because he was a new guy. I did it. I didn't charge him anything. I just said, hey, boom, I'll do the ad for you. I'll do whatever. 47 cents. That's pretty damn good, for a company that didn't exist last week. It's just his product page was bad. It wasn't converting. So, he had to go and change and do all that. That's an expensive thing too, as well, because he was actually doing it himself. And he kind of knew what he was doing, but he was new to that too. But he went in and I told him, hey, go to the group that belong to and ask. And he must have got 100 responses to his question. Hey, what's wrong with my page? All these things, boom, 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 boom. So there's a lot of working parts to it. I mean, you can have a great ad, but have a horrible, lead capture, and people are just going, oh, this is horrible, goodbye.
And I mean, honestly, I'm going to give you what the cost is for like all of this stuff that you have to know put together, right? And how many hours it's going to take you. It's going to take you approximately 2,000 hours to learn everything you need to know about web development, copywriting, putting out, good copy, creating a landing page, connecting that with a CRM, i.e. email marketing system, in addition to being able to craft and create effective email campaigns. It is a lot of work, and it takes a lot of time. And the minimum investment that you're going to make on that entire suite is going to be $10,000. Or you're going to spend 2 years trying to do it yourself. And here's the rub on that. You spend 2 years trying to do it yourself, guess what? In 2 years, everything has already changed. So everything you've spent time doing and learned and feel like you're now an expert on has then become irrelevant. So it makes sense to, and nuances of these things are changing all the time. New studies are released every day that tripwires are not converting. People who are doing the lower selling offers of just one product or two product are actually losing money monthly, if it's not a high ticket product.
And it's so crazy. There's so much to know. I mean, even like knowing what kind of words to use in your copy. I mean, there's words that convert better than others, and people have done a lot of study on this.
Colors are actually relevant as well.
There's so much to know and so much to look at.
Colors, graphics, ad copy.
Engaging headlines, all those things. There's things that, as a normal, just a layman wouldn't have any idea that they even exist or what to do with them. And that's where we come in, because we study that all the time.
Well, and I'm going to have a come to Jesus moment with everybody watching right now. And that's essentially, it doesn't matter if you like it. It doesn't matter if I like it. It matters if your customer likes it.
Correct.
So, you can put something together and think it's the best thing since sliced bread and pockets on jeans and be dead wrong. So, you've got to create like two versions of something to be able to split test that. And that includes your ads. It includes your landing page. It includes your email campaigns. You've got to create two separate versions to see which one your customer responds to better.
First, like I said, for the one that made $8,000, we split test, and one landing page wasn't converting, and the other one did, because I had to do another one. And those are things you have to do, because you have to look at it. It's not converting. Then boom, we changed it, and he got 2 leads that came through, and they were big ticket leads. I mean, this is $4,000 a client at least. So, those are the kind of things that you have to be aware of and look at while the ad is running, and tweak and figure out, okay, what's wrong, what's not working. Hey, you know what? Maybe these kind of customers don't want to do an email. Maybe they just want a phone number to call. Sometimes it's as simple as that. And that's the case with this one. These kind of customers just really probably didn't want to, put in all their information. They just wanted a phone number to call. Once that phone number, boom, boom, got the calls. So those are the kind of things you have to know, or have to look at it, or at least have the ability to understand that maybe something is not working, and maybe I need to change something, right, and how to change something.
And that kind of segues me into, people are asking all the time, well, why does it take so long? Because essentially for every single ad, for every single landing page, you're doing double the work. Because you're building 2 of everything before you release either one.
Well, you should be.
And the reason you're doing that is because if you don't release those simultaneously and test them against each other, like which one is converting and which one is better, you're going to end up losing money still on your Facebook ads.
And it's funny, I took a webinar, and one of the kind of guys that we follow, he actually does about 10 of them. Very, very cheap ads, and 10 different ads that he does, and he'll do them to different demographics. Oh, 20-year-olds only, 30-year-olds only. Oh, only, and he'll do all those, and then look at the conversion rates and say, oh, boom, here's where I need to go. These 2 are converting, these 8 aren't, so these are the 2 I'm going to run with. But he does it very cheaply. You don't have to spend a lot of money to find these things out. So, I love the way his strategy is. It takes a lot of time. Well, it doesn't really take a lot of time, because you're just recreating an ad, but it does take the knowledge, let me say that, to do that. And then run them all simultaneously, and run them all to a different demographic, and then be able to look at the analytics and say, okay, which one's doing, which one's not. One's taking $3.30 for a conversion, one's taking 47 cents. Okay, I think this 47 cents is the one to work. So that's what you have to do. It's not an exact science, and you have to be able to, think on your feet and go and adjust these ads accordingly to what's happening.
Yeah, and I mean, it's constant state of adjustment, because what worked a week ago may or may not work again. You might have to go in and redo your entire ad, your entire page, because, people have already seen it. They're already desensitized to it. Another thing with Facebook ads is they need to run a minimum of 7 days. The most successful ads I have, and I have a piece of software where I literally can go in and I can tell you how much a company spent on an ad and how they targeted it. And the most successful ones I see are done via the email list targeting, creating lookalike audiences, and retargeting using their Facebook pixel as far as, their ad spend being effective. Because interest targeting is always going to cost you more. Every single cotton picking time, it's going to cost you more. So
I think you went over a lot of people's heads with that one. But, yeah.
Why?
Because I'm sure you know what interest targeting is. That's why.
But the fact that I went over your head is more of a reason that you need to pay us money to continue to do this type of stuff for you. But what I was getting at is,
interest targeting is different than, like, saying a factual targeting. Interest is saying, like, I like home ownership, or I am a homeowner, or something where factual, I guess homeowner, but it's like you're targeting actual, like, doctors. That's an actual factual thing. You're not actually targeting interest, or you're targeting, like, a specific brand, Calvin Klein, as opposed to fashion. Those are two different things in the way you target, and people don't really understand that. Well, what's the difference? Well, there's a big difference.
Right, because, like, let's say you own a Senior Frogs franchise, and you target people who like frogs. Probably not going to work. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
But, if you're targeting people who like a specific type of food, boom. There's, winner chicken dinner all day. But you have to really be able to know this stuff and drill down on it, because, you need to know where your ad money is being best spent. And, I mean, I've seen amazing things happen for, like, supplement companies who did zero targeting, but they spent $10,000 in ads. So, I mean, I'm not saying that you can do it without targeting, but you're going to spend a heck of a lot of money.
You are.
As opposed to another supplement company that, I was working with, and they spent roughly $20 on ads and had the exact same result because it was targeted appropriately. So, it does make a big difference.
It really does. It does. So, anyway, there's a lot. Anyway, I think we should wrap this up. There's just a lot to know, a lot to learn. If you need us, hey, here we are. Contact us.
Contact him.
We can help you.
Because me and people, no. So much.
And we can see what we can do for you. But anyway, I hope you learned something. I hope we were engaging. And until next time.
Oh, and if you want my shirt, I'll post the link to it on Amazon, because everybody needs it.
It's backwards.
I don't care. I'm very busy doing nothing. It's an awesome shirt, man.
Every shirt says something like that.
Exactly,
or I'd rather be sleeping.
Every shirt I have.
I'd rather be lazy.
Message.
I'd rather be lazy.
I'd
rather be drinking wine. Everything you have is in that.
No, that's just my face. My face is in that constant state of I'd rather be drinking wine.
But anyway, but till next time.
Have a great day, everybody. And again, if you need some help, if you need some other things, please join the groups, and please ask questions in groups. Please do not inundate me with messages, because you will not like me when I'm angry. Shauna's smashing stuff, and it's not good.
Adios.